even when he does get a breath of time, they're all over these receivers.
I think Russell Wilson has more interceptions than completions right now. I think Russell Wilson only has one completion so far. That nice pass to the tight end on that broken play by Josh Norman went for about like a 15-yard gain. He's got 2 interceptions.
And you have to wonder if it has something to do with the receivers. Doug Baldwin, of course, his number one target. Jermaine Kearse has been down this year. Lockett is hurting.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith, of course, he lost his biggest target, his tight end. Jimmy Graham early in the season.
New. You know, the Seahawks.
Luke Wilson's been all right in his stead.
I don't think the Seahawks receivers are obviously they're not like an elite core of receivers, but they've never been. You know what I mean? This is something that Russell Wilson is used to. This is a squad he's been playing with for years. It's not like there were injuries today that wildly changed the face of the Seahawks.
Unless they're limiting Lockett.
That's
and
actually
he is without Lockett.
Yeah, that's a decent point.
You know, and you know, Jermaine Kearse has certainly had better years.
I think at some point Russell Wilson's just going to have to take some of these sacks. Honestly, you know, you're talking about, or I was talking about the offensive line needing to do their job, but there's got to be some sort of decision-making process from Wilson. You know, he should not be forcing balls, period, against a Carolina defense that leads the league in turnovers.
And as a man who believes in abstinence, he's certainly not used to forcing balls. Let's see what Cam Newton can do from the 29. It's going to be a little dump off to Cameron Artis-Payne for a yard.
Yep. And hey, the Seahawks getting a little excited about that. Got good pressure on Cam Newton there, and you know, didn't overcommit on a play that was supposed to be a little dump off.
That's
screen.
Mario Addison, third string defensive.
He had they were showing that replay. He had Kearse wide open for like about 20-25 yards deep,
Newton,
and just too hurried. He couldn't
from
see
the
him.
28. Changes the play. He's in the gun. Waits for the snap. Now trying to maybe draw them off sides. Maybe changing the play. Maybe letting the clock run. Now he takes it. He's going to throw. No, he's going to step up and run. Look like a designed run. He needed to get more ahead of his steam.
That's true. I think
Newton was dropped for a loss of 3.
A little bit of hesitation. I also think that's the first negative yardage play the Panthers have had so far this game. So possibly the Seahawks kind of
looks like you don't Russell Okung is going to be out,
holding his left wrist there, and you
certainly need that to play.
Absolutely.
Play on the offensive line.
Yeah.
In this league.
And
Newton has 3 wide out to his right, and Tolbert in the backfield with him. He's going to drop back, looking right, looking over the middle, looking right, usual. Fires.
Oh,
broken up. Richard Sherman.
Big play there to save the first down and hold the Carolina Panthers to a possible field goal. Look at him. He just comes kind of out of nowhere. And
showing that great closing speed and that great instinct for finding the ball with his hands.
Doesn't even touch the receiver that much. Just kind of pivots around him and gets his hand in front of the ball.
Showing why he is one of the best cornerbacks in this league,
Absolutely.
If not the best.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think you can argue that he's the best this year. He hasn't been.
Josh Norman might have a few words to say about that.
I was going to say, that would be my
vote. The field goal from the left hash. Hold is good.
Perfect all day. He continues with that kick.
24-0 Carolina.
But the Seattle defense, showing some life on that play after an interception within 30 yards of the end zone. The Panthers starting with impeccable field position. The Seahawks stepping up, not allowing.
I'm sorry. I'm just really excited about this movie. I don't know what it is.
No. What?
Is it hard squeezing it like that?
It's part of the job, miss. Hail Caesar.
What?
Coen Brothers. That's exciting.
Okay. Well, wow. Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Dodges.
Also, Jonah Hill. You lost weight and you looked good for 21 Jump Street. I'm sorry if they made you gain it back. Because, you know, you look good, Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill, official celebrity sponsor of
Jonah Hill, definitely one of our listeners for sure.
Friends of the show, big friend of the show. If he wants to come by and join us on the call, you know,
Jonah. We both struggled
anytime.
with weight issues in the past.
Yep.
We know what you're going through.
Absolutely.
We can all three of us mutually help each other out.
Yep.
Here.
Accountability buddies. I think they're called.
Whoa. Yeah, fuck off, McDonald's.
Yeah,
fatties.
Well, here's the thing, though. They have mozzarella sticks now, though.
Gross.
Oh man.
Is this
I'm
Lost?
not saying it's aliens, but
Oh, it's the X-Files. Right. Oh, right.
it's
the
kind of
X-Files
cool they're
thing.
bringing that back. It's
Well, who would want to have an
blast from the
original
past.
idea in this day and age?
Fair enough. Dave Gentleman there talking with Aaron Honda Accord.
Dave Gettleman and Ernie Accorsi.
Who are these
from
people?
the NFL.
Who are these fucking people?
And the other one, executive, I believe, in the Panthers organization.
Probably. You're probably right.
Graham Gano kicking it deep to Tyler Lockett.
Yep.
And the kick is off. Kicks it deep into the end
High
zone.
and
This one
deep.
sailing
Gonna
just to the left of the uprights through the end of the end zone. Will not be returned.
Showing a lot of leg there. Again, I want to go back to the Seahawks defense here.
Nominees speaking of the Seahawks defense, nominees for Walter Payton Man of the Year, Richard Sherman from the Seahawks.
People talk about
They're
him
posing with some very attractive
lot.
cheerleaders.
That's true.
If that won you a Man of the Year award, I've been doing it wrong.
Richard Sherman, just a class act off the field, devotes a lot of his time to charity work, so you always love to see that. It'll be interesting to see if that defensive stop, I say defensive stop. Carolina scored 3 points, right? But
Wilson has 3 out to the left, but they give it to Lynch. Lynch does an impressive job of staying on his feet in the backfield, but will only make it back to the line of scrimmage.
He was dead to rights there, 3-4 yards, behind the line, and again, Marshawn Lynch,
trying some misdirection. They had 3 wide receivers bunched out left, and then decided to run the ball. Panthers defense dominating in all phases.
Really?
All
Four rushes for 3 yards.
Now he's going to throw. He drops back.
No,
and
he's
going
not.
to be
No,
sacked.
he's not. He is dropped for a loss of almost 10 yards.
And that is Trey Boston, who we've seen made an impressive play on special teams on the first kickoff of this match, and now getting it done from the nickel corner spot on defense, running the blitz, getting unblocked. Russell.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody touching him, and no one
Cortland Finnegan drawing a lot of contact as he's known to do. He plays big and physical in that cornerback spot. He's done it since his days at Tennessee.
Obvious passing scenario here.
Yeah, at the Tennessee Titans, that is. Empty backfield. It looked like calling for a timeout.
Was
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
It took them a while to pick up on his timeout call. It seemed like a very clear timeout call from our vantage point from thousands of miles away. Or 1,000 miles away.
So it's interesting that the refs didn't see it.
On this 3rd and 18, did not like what he saw.
No.
And thank God, thank you lucky stars, you're not listening to Troy Aikman talk.
Again, so one of the great benefits to listening to Sam and Ray host everything. Previously, we've covered games that Jim Nance and Phil Simms have covered, so you don't want to hear their voice. My least favorite commentating duo in the NFL.
Now I have to apologize here
least favorite
because
duo.
I do not do Joe Buck justice. I do not have the golden.
You
golden throat of Joe Buck.
You are a fan.
But I will tell you, I would rather listen to Drunk Sam do analysis than Troy Aikman, who I think is permanently drunk.
High praise there from Ray for his
any day. All right, Russell's going to come out. He's got Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. 3 receivers out to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to look left, fire left.
Long pass.
Over the head of Jermaine Kearse, who would have had the first down if that ball was in range. He did have, it looks like, Robert McClain on him.
Yeah,
part of the deep secondary.
And no, I see.
Curse fell down.
Wilson, I was going to say,
route.
Wilson threw that ball before Curse slipped. The field conditions really, really kind of becoming an issue for both teams, but it's affecting the Seahawks.
John Ryan will punt from the shadow of his own goalposts here with 11 minutes and 18 seconds left in the second quarter. It is the kick is away. It looks like a high kick, but not deep. Yeah. But it will not be able to be returned by Ted Ginn Jr. as it sails out of bounds, bounces out of bounds.
60-yard punt there for John Ryan.
Not bad at all. It's going to get them a net of 40 yards or so.
Absolutely. Now, we've been talking about the offensive line struggles of the Seattle Seahawks all game, right?
Let's talk about that.
Because good, thanks. God damn it. Do it again.
No. Okay, fine.
Okay. Whatever.
Sam, you having some digestive issues over there? Or?
You know what? Shut up. The loss of Russell Okung, they needed him. That's all I'm going to say. They certainly needed
something on this offensive line. But now Carolina has the ball from their own 46. This is going to be the give to Stewart. He's going nowhere to the right side. That looks like, is that Cliff Averill trying to get his team going?
Yeah, I mean, again, the defense, last time they were out on the field, kind of covering a little bit for Russell Wilson there, holding Carolina to a field goal. We'll
tough to get fired up when you have what looks like a final score with 10 minutes left in the second quarter.
Absolutely, and
Newton's going to take his time. Gestures, maybe a change of play, maybe a noting something in the coverage as he drops back to pass.
Good
looking
coverage.
Over to the right, firing right, wide open. He has.
Oh man!
Is that the rookie Devin Funchess?
No, that's Brown. That would be, I believe, John Brown.
Corey Brown.
I'm sorry, Corey Brown. Corey Brown standing in a sea of nothing. Look at this. What a beautiful route. Richard Sherman.
No, that's
absolutely
Philly
bites.
Brown.
Oh.
Sorry, on our papers here, it looks like one of our papers is incorrect and has number 16, Corey Brown, listed, but that is number 10, Philly Brown. Philly Brown, the second-year man out of Ohio State.
First reception of the game so far for Brown.
As Newton drops back to pass. Firing over the middle, he's got to complete to Cotchery.
Yep.
Cotchery gets about 5 yards, springs to his feet.
Richard Sherman, I want to go back to this. Richard Sherman, not usually someone to get fooled on those, 10, 15-yard deep kind of curl routes. You look at the replay of that play, and he was protecting against the seam. He thought Brown was off to the races.
There's been a lot of gaps in the Seahawks coverage. Yeah. This vaunted secondary. As Newton comes out from under center, give is to Stewart. Stewart rumbling for 3 yards. Can he get a fourth? He falls forward for the 4th yard. Unless they blew the play dead, looks like they didn't.
I'm not sure that was a very good play there by Clark. Jumping in at the end of the play, Frank Clark, number 55, jumping in at the end of the play, pushing the running back forward for a gain of a couple yards. I think if he doesn't do that, maybe 1-2 yards less to go, or more to go for the Panthers on
Frank
third down.
Clark, the rookie out of Michigan, of course, on the other side of the ball. It looks like Newton's going to try and keep
himself.
It for the first.
Oh man, I didn't think he had it, but
he is just so hard to bring down. First down,
and there's the first dab of the game. Cam Newton. Oh man, you gotta love him. You really do.
Unless, of course, you're a divisional rival or a racist.
There you go. What a strong run. Look at this. I thought he was dead to rights right there. Pushes off of the defense and then just rumbles forward for the yardage he needs.
Cam Newton fending off defensive linemen with
that
absolutely massive 6'5", 245-pound frame. He's lined up now in the gun. He's got 3 receivers out to his right there.
Nice fake!
Reverse.
And he's going to
This is Ted Ginn Jr. on the reverse running left for 12 yards.
Very, very nice play.
The veteran Ted Ginn Jr., he's been with this team for so long. 30